Yeah, it's raining. So it is just about 4 p.m. on Saturday, March 5th, 2022. And I was just about to close because it started raining really hard. I had to bring everything in. I already brought in all the books I had out, but anyway, I had stuff in the entryway, so I started bringing it in. Oh, by the way, I'm Andrew from 510 Books, and this is my store, my book and media store. And so I started bringing everything in because usually, so as it started to drizzle, which was a couple hours ago, I have two tables outside of books, so I brought those in, and then it picked up after a while, like another hour and a half. It started raining really hard, so I had to actually close the roll down door because I have records right there, which I have some lids on. I have lids on top of the records, but still, it's a bit much, and I had to move one of the boxes. So, long story short, it rained, and I was going to close early, and I had already taken down my signs from out in the street, and was going to make this video already. And then some people pulled up, which was good. They ended up spending a good amount of money, bought some stuff. They're repeat customers, return customers. So, always love that. Yeah, so it just started raining really hard. Yesterday it rained a little bit. Well, yesterday early in the morning, but it ended up not raining all day. But anyway, it's raining hard, and so this made me think of whether, which I've been thinking about lately, whether or not I should seriously consider moving my store from this warehouse space to a traditional retail space. So I'll get comments from some people, or strange looks, or confusion, which always just bothers me a lot. I will get those expressions and looks and comments about the location and asking me, "Oh, do you have another location?" Or they'll say, "Oh, is this your storage unit? Oh, is this all your personal stuff?" Just, some of the comments are just dumb, make no sense to me, and other ones come from a place of, which I don't totally, I understand intellectually, but I don't understand why you would think that. A place of, oh, this is like a warehouse slash storage kind of place. It's not traditional retail. It's not facing the street. It's off on the side. There's no signage. The building is, behind trees. Well, not really. There's some trees, but you can clearly see the building from the street. But without my signs, you wouldn't know I was here at all. So without the big banner and the sign that I put out. So, people think, oh, well, what is this place? Like, why do you have it here, kind of a thing. But then, a lot of people, when they come in, they look and they see I have a great selection and a lot of media and good prices. They change their tune, some of those people. So that's one thing. The other thing is, seeing the rain, or having the rain come down, having to move stuff in. If I had a traditional retail space, it's always possible that I might have some stuff out in front of the store, but it's more likely that I would not do that everything would be in the store. There wouldn't be a roll-up door, so there would just be, door would be closed. Rain would not be coming in or raining on anything. Nothing would be getting wet. Even though it's raining, it doesn't mean people aren't going to come, because you can just open the door and come in, and it's going to be, you can be inside, you're going to be fine. So, it just made me think of that. Also, of course, the location, it's a good location in the sense of there's a lot of cars driving by. But the building is not retail, it's not traditional retail, it's warehouse space. So it's used for people that store things, that have a business, but, don't have a store, so to speak. They just, have different types of businesses. But, so it just made me think about that and whether or not it's worth looking into. It's probably worth looking into just to get an idea of what some retail spaces in the area are going for, because there's definitely, depends on what city you're in. It depends on what part of the city you're in, how popular the area is, or how many, how many other stores are there. Is there lots and lots of people walking around? But I understand it's kind of the balance between if you go to a traditional retail space and you've got more people driving through and seeing the place, walking by, a lot of free traffic just coming in, that it's going to be more business for me. But I'm going to have to pay more for rent. And more than likely, almost guaranteed, I am not going to get a month-to-month lease. It's going to be at the absolute bare minimum for a year, if not 2 or 3 years, right out the gate. So if I get a space and it's like a 2-year lease, I'm there for 2 years no matter what. Even if after a while it ends up, for whatever reason, not working out or not being that great. So, there's a lot of things to consider. But, also it would be nice to have the retail space up front and then have like a back area like I have in my bookstore, which is closed right now. But there's the front retail space, and then there's a door, and there's a back room, and then there's a bathroom. And that's where I store, the back room, the storage room, I guess, is where I store all of my individual eBay and Amazon merchant fulfilled items. And so it would be nice, something like that, to have all this stuff, all my store up front, right? Everything up front. And then instead of everybody being able to see all my business back here and not having any way to, can't think straight, to divide the space between retail space and back area space. It'd be nice to have that. Of course, if I have that, that means that I would have to have some sort of counter checkout area where people would pay, which would have to be all set up, which is not that big a deal, but that would have to be set up. And then I may or may not be able to actually work on the stuff that I was working on today, like listing stuff online on eBay, which I'll talk about in a second. But at the same time, if I'm getting a lot more people in, it's a lot busier. There's not going to be much time for that. It's going to, time's going to be focused on helping people in the store, which is what it should be anyway. Maybe I'll have a little space there at the checkout area where I could, list things if it slows down. But anyway, those are the kind of things that go through my head. But it's the balance between, spending more money. Like, this is less than $1,000 a month. But if I have to spend $2,000 or $2,500 a month, or much more in certain areas, although I wouldn't do that, but let's say $2,000, I mean, that's more than double what I'm paying here. But if it brings in, instead of 20 people a day, it brings in 50 or 70 or 100 people a day, well, then it could be worth it, right? And then the other thing comes up, the other consideration is, do I keep my prices where they are? Because my prices are low. $2 for a DVD, $2 for a CD, $3 for a record, $3 for a Blu-ray, etc. $2 and $3 for books. So if I have a higher volume, I sell a lot more, then I'll make more money. But is it enough money to not only just pay for the space, but to actually make a profit? And then ideally, hire somebody to at least run the store some of the time, and ideally get to the point to where running the store all the time. Is there enough volume? Is there enough money being spent to pay for an employee, to pay for the space, the utilities, and then is there profit left? But anyway, so those are all business considerations and things to think about. But of course, moving from here, physically moving everything, is a pain. But if it's a good deal, if it's a good situation, then it can be worth it. For instance, I know of a retail space that I believe, last time I saw it, probably, I don't know, in the last couple of months, that's a minute from my house, is been empty for a couple of years. Every other space in the area is full. So I don't know what's up with that space. Maybe they're charging too much. Maybe there's an issue with the actual physical space. I don't know. But just as an example, thinking about if I had the store there, there's there's a huge market right down the way. There's like a yoga place. There's right next door, there's a Petco, kind of a smaller Petco, like a dog food or pet food store. Um, there's an animal hospital. There's other different types of small businesses. There's another restaurant. So, people don't necessarily like walk around. It's not like an outdoor mall, but people drive by, and if I had, books, bookstore, video games, whatever, big sign, people would see it, and probably more people would come in. It's not the kind of place where there's sidewalk traffic, people walking up and down constantly. There's some of that. Don't get me wrong. There's none of that here, none. But it's not like it's a place where there's just like a stream of people coming by. It's probably more of like 20% of that. But anyway, if that was like $3,000 a month, would it be worth? I'm just throwing out a number. I have no idea what it's going for, but it's probably worth looking into just to know. It's always good, of course. I'm talking myself into it, to just know what the price range is, in the area, because I know certain areas are going to be more expensive than others, and certain areas are better in the sense of they have more foot traffic, more people driving by, just more people seeing the store or the stores that are there. So anyway, also what I did today is I showed you that box of books. I listed all of those books on eBay. Listed around 25 books and a couple book sets. So all of these have been listed. And I just have 2 more to do tomorrow. And that means I would have cleared out this box and I would finish that box. And I would just be down to those 2 boxes that have individual books. And that one there that's got CDs. I think just CDs. Well, a couple other things, but some other media. And yeah. The other thought I had, I'm throwing a lot of stuff at you because, I'm doing my sale weekly. And my other thought was that tomorrow, Sunday, because it's such a slower day, I'll finish listing those 2 books, and then what I'll do is I'll just jump right into preparing video games, Blu-rays, and records for next week, which will just leave me with replenishing the DVDs and books. Well, also I'll prepare books as well, because I do have 3 boxes of books to go through, so I'll prepare all of that. So it'll be books, Blu-ray, video games, and records. So they'll all be ready, so that I can just put them out. Ow, that hurt. That was painful. So I can just put them out Monday, whichever day, because I'm going to be this next week going back to the same new source that I have to look through more CDs and DVDs. And so I was thinking, in general, if I can use Sunday as a way to get a huge jump start and at least have all that stuff ready, and then all I would have to do was just put it out. So on Monday or Tuesday, I would decide which day, even it could be Monday, but put it out and be done even sooner. Anyway, these are thoughts going through my head, and I'm definitely going to do that tomorrow and see how it goes, because that's exciting to me to have even more time during the week to focus on listing on eBay, getting another FBA shipment together, finding more stuff at my sources, more quality books, more media. So yeah. So this has been a lot I've been talking about, a lot I've been thinking about, but overall, what do you think? Should I go check out some retail space, some traditional retail space? This has worked really well. I've had this space since 2019. Now it's 2022, so it's been a year and about 4 months that 2 years and 4 months that I've been here, so almost 2.5 years. And I've only done, this will be 9 weeks of doing a weekly sale. And I'm pretty confident that, as long as I don't go too far, that people would follow me to the next location, and that I would get tons of new, assuming it's a good location in the sense of like people would see it, it's visible, that I would get a lot of new people coming in. But yeah, we'll see. It's got to be really the ideal location, I got to say, and the money's got to be right. So something to think about at least. And for now, I'll stay here. Thanks guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. I talk about, if you're not subscribed, here's what you would get with subscribing to the channel. I'm currently doing daily vlogs, and I talk about everything that has to do with reselling books, CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, video games, um, vinyl records, what else? VHS tapes, cassette tapes, etc. All types of books and media. Reselling those on Amazon, fulfilled by Amazon, merchant fulfilled, and as well as eBay. And here in my store, and growing a retail space, even though this is a warehouse, but it is my store for now. And yeah, so follow me on that journey and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe. Take care.